All right, so you've heard people say that you should be successful, that you should raise your standards, you should become excellent, you should leave a legacy. Why should you do any of those things? So let me first start with a story. Once there was this employer, he had three top employees that he wanted to invest in. So what he did was he gave one employee, the best employee, he gave $500,000 and said, go and invest in a year. He gave the second employee 200,000 and the third he gave 100,000. This was in comparison to their abilities. And then he went off and continued to do his thing. So the first employee, what he did was he went out there, traded, tried to invest that way. The second employee did the same. And the third employee, what he did was he took the money, found the most secret place by a nice tree out in the field and buried it. So I'll tell you the rest of the story after we continue with this. After hearing that story, keep that in the back of your mind and let's go through a couple more stories. Imagine yourself going into this awesome big mansion of a house. You walk in, the front door, they're like arched. You open the heavy duty door. You walk in, you see spiral stairs out there. You see marble floors on the bottom, beautiful painting pictures on the sides. How does that make you feel? When you walk into this house, how do you feel? Do you feel free because it's roomy, it's got lots of space? Do you feel in awe of the painting on the walls? Okay, keep that feeling and thought in mind. And then let's go into another house. Now you're walking into a house that's like falling apart. It's like dirty on the outside. You don't even want to open the door because it's dirty. The doorknob is dirty, but you open it, you walk in, and you see every room filled with all kinds of junk, all kinds of wrappers on the floor. It's a hoarder's house. You walk into it. How do you feel at this point? Like, what do you feel? Do you want to be there? Do you feel claustrophobic? Do you want to just run out as fast as you can? Or do you don't mind it and just walk around? Like, what are your feelings between house A and house B? So now let's talk about service and products. When you get a new camera or you get a new car or whatever it is, whatever product you get, do you expect it to work for a long time? Do you expect it to look nice? Do you expect it to be the best it can be? Or are you getting something and the first time you use it, it breaks? Like, what kind of product do you value more? The one that lasts forever and looks really nice, or the one that you use it one time and it breaks and falls apart? So I'm gonna bring these two examples together for you here. All right, so when you come to that realization that you like beautiful products that work for a long time, that you like great service, to be treated like royalty, when you see that and you have those certain requirements or certain standard of requirements for other people that create these products and provide that service to you, that really means that you need to raise your standards and your standards of what you produce, of how you serve others, because if people will not serve you in a certain way, you won't serve other people in a certain way, then the society and everything kind of falls apart. But if you're waiting on somebody else to do better for you than you would do for them, then again, things fall apart, because if everybody's waiting on everybody else, then nothing will work. So you got to take the initiative to raise your standard, to have this excellence mentality, to become better and better each day. So then you will affect the world in a positive way, and then you'll see other people affecting your life in a positive way as well. This all comes down from Luke 6:31. Do unto others as you would want them to do unto you. And for me, that has become my purpose as far as motivation. And speaking of purpose, we can look at a pyramid of 4 levels of different whys. Like, why does somebody is motivated to do certain things? So at the very bottom is survival. You have to do things, you have to get a job, you have to provide for the family, you have to get food, shelter, that kind of thing. So that motivates you up to a certain point. Then there's status. So once you have what you need, your basic needs are covered, then people look at other people and they're like, oh, they're driving a nice car, they have a nice house, and they try to compete within that level. But that doesn't last. Most people go beyond that and they're like, I don't want to keep up with the Joneses and so on. So beyond that, next level is freedom. So freedom is where you do, for the most part, you do what you want to do, you travel, you're not committed to, not that you're not committed, but you're not just tied down to just a job. You have the freedom of movement. You're making money in a certain way that enables you to have more freedom with your time, with your resources. But even that eventually just wears out. So the last level, the fourth level, is purpose. Purpose is where some people feel it's more of like leaving a legacy and so on, but I'm looking at it as more like, what is my true calling and why should I do what I need to do? And that's a higher calling for me, and you have to discover it for yourself. You'll realize that it's not one or the other that motivates you. It's at what levels and at what time. For the most part, all four of these items will motivate you, but which one will be the greatest motivation? So to me, the way I look at it is purpose is going to be the biggest, deepest why. After that, it's going to be freedom. After that, it will be status, and then survival. So survival and status, as you kind of move up, will be smaller motivators, and freedom and purpose will become the greater motivators in your life. So I'll tell you the rest of the story after we continue with this. What happened at the end of the story is when the employer came back and asked the employees how they did with their investments. The first one came back and said, hey, you gave me 500,000? Look, I got $1 million now. I doubled it. And the second one came back and said, you gave me 200,000 and I doubled that by investing and trading and so on. Now there's 400,000. And the last one came back and said, oh, here's your money back. It's 100,000. I saved it for you so that nothing would happen to it. And then the employer said, well, the first two, you guys did well. You multiplied the investment that I gave you. And the third guy, he's like, what are you doing? What are you thinking? You had this money and you buried it. You did nothing with it. It's like you didn't even have it. What's the point? You were afraid of risk. You were afraid of what? Like, that's not the way to go. So the employer recommended and commended the first two, but for the last one, he was not very happy with that employee. So the moral of the story is you have to take risk. You have to learn. You have to do things. You can't just take your talents and bury them and do nothing with them. You got to utilize them for good to multiply whatever you can. So if you like this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and turn on the notifications and follow us for more content. We'll see you in the next one.